Welcome back to another episode of Movie Club. I'm the host, Quacky the Duck. I'm just kidding, guys. It's me, Colin. Oh, but anyways, hey.
Oh my god. He always eats In-N-Out while we're trying to do movie club. And he even said the line is out to the freaking street, but he's still in line and he disconnected because of bad connection. So we're just gonna roll.
I think he accidentally hit the end button when he was flipping his camera on. His mic.
What movie did we watch this week?
This week we watched Paddington.
That's right. We watched Paddington, the animated CGI bear motherfucker. Okay, so we actually have a special guest. It's Paddington's #1 fan. So we're gonna beam him in now. It's Zach Mills. It's Emmy Award winner Zach Mills. We have an award winner in our ranks with us today.
Hey, yo, it's good to see y'all. What's up?
Good to see you, Zach.
Yeah, you too. How we been?
Long time.
We've been pretty good.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I think that's what Colin said. It was like.
So as we were saying, Zach is Paddington's #1 fan. He even brought a special surprise for us. Let's see it.
You talking about my Blu-ray?
He's got Paddington on Blu-ray.
Paddington signed that Bluray. and the sequel as well. I do have the sequel as well. Yeah.
Are they both in there? Is it like a
double disc
deal?
Is this what you want for like a? Can I do like a?
It's perfect. Everybody pose. All right, there's the thumbnail.
Awesome.
What I think is interesting about the first Paddington film is like, it definitely follows a very common story trope, but it's so well done and the way it's presented that I think that a lot of people just look right past it. But it's essentially like an outsider comes into a new world. At first, some people accept the outsider, some people reject the outsider, then they come to love the outsider, but then the outsider gets kidnapped and then they have to get the outsider back. And that's like, I feel like a pretty common story plot or storyline, excuse me. That's pretty much what happens in Paddington. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's a bear. You forgot that part.
He's a bear. He's a bear that comes from Peru.
I can't believe Andy Serkis was Paddington too. That's crazy.
It is not.
All right, so here's the Movie Bois ratings as it stands, sorted by highest average rating.
Oh, it looks
so
like
I guess just look at this to calibrate yourself.
Well, time to do our ratings.
Wow, so
a 6.8.
Whoa, 7.2.
Low balls.
That's a small handwriting. That's high.
I love it.
This is one of my favorite movies. Zach, did
Really
you give
good.
us your rating?
I was gonna say mine, but it's 7.5.
Wow.
Oh,
There we go. Will, you're crazy.
Maybe I am crazy.
I think it's a really really good film. But go ahead, sorry.
No. Usually the outlier has to defend themselves. Which I feel like I'm kind of the outlier.
That's
You're
cool.
solid 1 point above the next closest score, so yeah, it's you.
Yeah.
Give us your
The
spiel.
reason I love this movie so much.
All right, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the reason that I think this movie is so great and I love it so much and it's brilliant is because of all the unnecessary detail that they go through in this movie, the painting scenes of the artist mom, and then the zoom out of the house and the changing tree scene within, and all the headlines on the newspapers and the intricate, it's just all super unique and super detailed, and even the CGI is really good. And I think it's the most well done kids movie.
Yeah, I think it's like it's a close to like an art house children's film, and what makes it unique, I think, is it kind of stands out amongst this like really intense wave of like animal kids movies that you get. And but anyway, I think it just stands out amongst like kid animal movies so well because it's done so well and it's acted so well and it's so beautifully created and stylized, and it's not stylized for the sake of the story. It's I think compared to the sequel, it has a much more minimalist story, but it's so well done and so well crafted that I think it absolutely stands out amongst the genre, and I think it borders into art film.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really good. I don't have any issues with it except just like it wasn't. I guess it depends on like if you're rating it as like just like an overall movie or like how much you actually enjoyed the movie. Like for me, like yeah, it was definitely super well done and well made and like awesome. The colors and everything were great, but at the same time, I was like, well, I'm not just gonna like watch this movie again chilling. I don't know, it's a great kids movie, so I feel like a 7.2 or like a 7.5 is like saying like for having this be in a kids movie, like that's a great movie, except Finding Nemo's like a 9, but yeah, it was good, it was great.
I think that's totally fair, and I think what's so good about like, so I think that's a fair rating for Paddington, and I think it sets up Paddington 2 in the sense that Paddington 2 is like, I think it's seriously pretty close to like a masterpiece, dude. Like it is an incredible film, and I think Paddington 1 like sets it up where you kind of get the style from the director in the sense of what the story is, and I think it's a better story. I think it's even more well executed. But I think this movie's a great like intro. And Nicole Kidman's like a really good villain in it. I think that's really good, and I think there are like comedic moments that are all like slapstick based that are completely silent, or like silent comedy moments that can completely like flop in a lot of
Yeah,
comedy movies where you're just like, oh my god, that was straight, like that was so like corny, like cheeseball. But I think this movie like pulls them off really well with their timing, so it just complements like the animation that's going on in the film and just like the direction as well. If you can pull off like silent comedy in a kid's film and it actually works and it's not like cheesy or whatever, I think that's like a really good accomplishment.
yeah, I can't think of any
Movie itself.
examples. But sometimes I thought like when they were trying to do that slapstick stuff, I thought it was like too just like forced almost. Not like forced, but they were like trying too hard to like make fun of themselves. Like I like it when a movie makes fun of themselves, but when it's just like constantly like ripping on like I think it was trying to like make fun of standard plots and stuff like that. I don't know. I can't think of an example though, but it was like trying to like, I don't know, something weird would happen and they would like call it out for being weird. I don't know.
Two things I liked
Yeah,
about
I
that
feel
movie.
you.
The first thing I liked about that movie was the characters. I thought they were actually like really thoroughly thought about. Right, the characters were well crafted for the spots they were putting in the movies. Right, so the reluctant father, the sympathetic mother, Millicent, the villain that has a backstory that ties her to Darkest Peru and Paddington's origin. I thought the characters were great. The other thing I liked about the movie was, I think what Jake didn't really like, the sort of like comedy coming out of nowhere, right? So I actually really like out loud laughed at this scene where the reluctant father is talking about how he's going to take Paddington and put him in an orphanage, right? So they're like, an orphanage, and then it cuts to this scene of like this dark and gloomy tower, and it's like orphanage on top. And he walks it back because his kids get like upset, and he's like, not an orphanage, but a place for like lonely souls who don't have parents. Then it cuts to the same like dark and gloomy pace, but now it says lonely souls and don't have parents or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was really funny.
Yep.
I love that scene. Later, Big C. He'll be back.
Those were two things I really liked, but I thought the characters were really good. I thought Paddington had a good backstory for like why he had to go to London of all places,
The mom in that movie subtly killed it. I mean, like carried the movie almost. Like she's so good.
Talking about Sally Hawkins' character, like the mom of
Yeah,
the family.
she was
Yeah,
great.
she was fantastic. Yeah, I think that's a great point, Jake. Going off of Ben's character comment, because I think the characters are like developed in a pretty, in like a way that's more developed that you see in like a drama film than you would see like a kids movie, that you get the character development that you probably wouldn't expect in some other films. And I think that the mom character is, you're right, Jake. I think that is like the driving force of the film for sure. The emotional drive.
Right. Yeah, she was great. I did laugh. I remember laughing at towards the end when Paddington was like reviewing his stay, and then he was talking about the daughter, and she's like, yeah, she's starting to get over her embarrassment. Like embarrassment was some kind of like disease that she suffered from. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
I also think it's interesting that like for a kids movie, the like largest character arc in the whole thing is the dad. Like it's not really much about like Paddington and the kids, you know, which is like just kind of interesting.
True.
Yeah. For sure.
Major flaw was when Paddington was filling up that room with water when he was in the bathtub. How did none of it leak out of the bottom of the door? Is that door
Dude,
just
the
like
rug got stuck under the bottom of the door, dude.
I mean,
So
The
unrealistic.
rest of the door is watertight, man.
Yeah, you weren't watching, bro. There's a couple of scenes in that film that I was like, wow, this is really like going outside of it. At the end, you see the son and the dad like building a rocket together, and they're like trying to get it to take off. And then you realize that they're like inside. So like, why would they even be trying to get it to take off? Because they're like right inside the room, and the rocket like takes off from the ceiling.
Like how there's like a bear that could talk. That's crazy.
That's a good point, honestly. That's a really good point.
The chimney flew in their bedroom, exhausted into their attic somehow. You guys notice that? It's terrible design. You're gonna get smoke in your attic. That's how Paddington could hear them talking about him. So
I was talking about the water leaking through.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This movie's kind of full of shenanigans where like absurd shit happens, but you just kind of buy into it because you enjoy the film. But like at the end, where the like pigeons that want Paddington's marmalade sandwich like save him from Nicole Kidman, swarm.
No, Molly Weasley saves him.
Yeah, she
That's
saves
the
him, but
ultimate.
yeah, he throws the
was
sandwich
Molly
and the
Weasley.
pigeons save her. The older lady, the grandma, that's like
Yeah. Did you know that? Did
like
you realize
lifts
that,
that
Jake?
hatch at the end.
I didn't catch it. I can usually catch that stuff.
another
Did you
character that
catch-
I liked.
Did you catch Professor Slughorn?
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right.
British
Can't miss
actor.
Dude, at the end when the pigeon came, I thought it was gonna be like the pigeons knew that Paddington was their friend, and they
Yeah.
so I thought it was just gonna be like we're the pigeons to like start like beat this girl up, but it was just about the marmalade still. So I didn't like that. I mean, I liked it, but I would have rather been like, we're here to protect you, Paddington. We're pigeons. We do that.
Do you think?
You know?
Do you think that would have been like too on the nose though?
I don't know. Maybe. I would have loved it though.
So what's the plot of the second one? What happens?
No spoilers.
Yeah.
No
what if I
spoils
wanna
though. No
watch it?
spoils.
I mean, no spoilers. I can tell you that what's kind of really pleasant about the Paddington series is one, its positivity that resonates. I think the first one, it's kind of relieving about watching this, like the first Paddington and the second Paddington is like, think when you watch movies and then discuss it with people, once you're an adult, you just watch so many fucking like dark movies. Dark themes are just like super depressing, but I think this is really refreshing to watch from like a positivity standpoint. But the second movie is, I mean, you're kind of catching me off guard. It's really phenomenal. I think it's a fantastic film. But essentially, Paddington's character is trying to get this book for his Aunt Lucy for her birthday, and he gets like tangled up with this thief, and Paddington ends up like going to prison. So like that's a
He
big
gets
part of the
framed
plot.
for crime.
Yeah, he gets framed for a crime. It's pretty hardcore. Then he goes to jail. So like a big part of the film takes part of like Paddington in jail. But it is a beautiful film.
And he's
Just
like,
takes
oh, I
it's all the
dropped the
themes
stove.
and styles. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's all right. I just said like Paddington gets in jail and he's like, oh no, I dropped the stove.
But Paddington's a great start. I think what's so like good about Paddington is those people who see it like expect it to be just like, it's just like a kids movie or whatever, and then at the end you're just like, everyone who saw it was pretty surprised at how much like better it was than that. It's a pretty good movie, you know.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so our scores put Paddington an 1/8 of a point above Memories of Murder and the 1/40th of a point below Glengarry Glen Ross.
Cool.
Okay.
In case you guys wanted to know. So it's between Memories of Murder and Glengarry Glen Ross in terms of our ranking.
Cool.
That seems pretty legit.
Last week I was thinking about picking Top Gun,
Oh yeah.
but
Oh yeah.
if we watched it and you guys didn't like it and you ruined my favorite movie from my childhood for me by tearing it apart, I don't know what I would do. Okay. So I can't
scary
take
to
that
pick a
risk.
movie. It's scary.
I can't take that risk by picking a movie that I
Yeah.
like. So I'm not picking Top Gun.
Can we guess it? Give us some hints.
Okay. Edward Norton is the main character.
Fight
1990.
Club.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
98.
Fight Club, yeah. Is it previous?
What was Fight Club? Was 98.
The Fight Club was 99, I think.
You sure about that?
Pretty pause, bro.
Yeah, Fight Club is 99.
Oh, what the hell is it called? It was black and white, where he's bald and plays a Nazi.
Oh,
He
dude,
knows
American
it.
History X. American History.
American
X.
History X.
Yeah, there you
All
go.
right, let's do it.
Never seen it, been meaning to watch it for a while, so
Dark.
that's the pick.
The dark choice.
American History X. A former
Have you seen it,
neo-Nazi
Zach?
skinhead tries to prevent his younger brother from going down the same path that he did. There's your one sentence synopsis.
Get his food.
Hi, how are you today?
Good.
A
Are
couple
you?
animal salad french fries?
We've been
Took
on
me
here for like
30
an
minutes.
hour.
You're right.
He goes, dude. He's literally in bed waiting for that food for an hour.
All right, thanks for tuning in to the Movie Boys. Make sure you tune in next week. We'll be breaking down American History X 1998 movie featuring Ed Norton. All right.
Zach, thanks for joining
Hi.
in, dude. Appreciate it, dude. It's good
Thanks
having
for
you.
having me, dude.
Emmy Award winner.
Great to see you.
All right, we'll see you later.